how's it going? It's Tim Brown, and I want to do a video on the best roofing lead generation tactics for 2023. And first, I want you to know I'm not just some random guy. Okay, I'm just some random guy, but what we're talking about is something I do on a regular basis. My company drives, on a bad month, 3,000 plus leads for roofing companies through Google Ads and SEO. So obviously, I might be a little skewed towards those things. But we're gonna get into it very quickly, and I hope that you have a pen and paper to write this down. Now, the first one you're not gonna be super surprised by. My number one top lead gen tactic for 2023 is, all right, before we get into it, I know you're excited. We're gonna do this. But before we get into it, my criteria are: one, the ability to scale that activity so you can do more of it. Two, can you do it on your own without technical craziness or a ton of skill? And three, how much are the leads? If you had to think about it, like how much does each one cost? Okay, we're getting into it. The first one I've got for you is door knocking. You might not even call this a lead per se, because you're just getting right up to the door and you're getting onto a roof from there. But my number one is door knocking, because everything in person is better. Everything you do in person is going to be better. And if you can walk up to a door, shake somebody's hand, look them in the eye and say, I want to check out your roof. And it might be able to be paid for by insurance. We don't know. Let's check it out. That is a powerful, powerful technique. Number two, local Facebook groups. And I believe you should be active on a regular basis on local Facebook groups. Pick 3, pick 5 in your area. Be active. Have your sales guys be active. Have people that you've worked with and that like you a lot, have them join those groups and be active. There is so much low-hanging fruit in these Facebook groups. They are regularly asking for roofers, and if you're there and if your team is there and if ideally your customers are there referring you, you're going to get a ton of business from local Facebook groups. All right, number 3, Google local service ads. Now, this is the best type of pay per lead that you can possibly get. It's good because it's directly from Google. The funny thing is, if you pay like Angie or all these different types of lead aggregator websites, they're paying Google for the ad, and then you're paying them. I want you to go directly to the source, LSAs or Google Guaranteed, and you pay per lead. And yes, in certain areas it's not that good, but in a lot of areas around the country it is very good. It's usually just not maybe as good in places like Dallas or Denver, really, really busy markets where there's a lot of roofers vying for this. Still, some people are winning that, right? All right, next, we've got referrals. All right, referrals are number 4. What the heck, Tim? What are you doing? Well, here's the deal. It's hard to scale them. They're the best leads, right? Best lead quality. Your close rate's going to go up. It's a big deal. But at the same time, you can't just say, all right, let's increase referrals. Now, I want you to try. What things could you do this year to increase the amount of referrals you're getting? I know people that do gifting afterwards. Let's say they do brownies or cookies through dope marketing or something like that. You can actually, after a job is done, send out cookies automatically. There's tons of cool things like that. But doing something afterwards and asking, hey, by the way, we live off of referrals. Is there anyone you want to refer? Whatever it happens to be, I'm telling you to look for them. But I also know that they're hard to scale. So they're number 4, still very, very high. All right, number 5, ranking on Google Maps. Now, normal SEO is expensive, time consuming. It's either your time or it's money. You know, it's what we do and I believe in it. But Google Maps is something I want you to try starting to do right as soon as you start your business. You should make a Google business profile. You should fill it out comprehensively. Every single option that they give you on the back end, you should have something. And you should honestly do the absolute maximum amount of characters or words that you can possibly put into each section. You can add your services, you can add your service area, you can add Google Business Profile posts, right? You can add questions from a different profile and then answer them. There's tons of things that you can do, but basically you want that to be as full as possible. Put everything in and then get a lot of reviews. So the long-term thing, if you already have this, is get as many reviews as you possibly can. And I know that that's not super simple, but it is incredibly important. So whatever you can do to increase reviews, whether you use software, which I think is good, or you make it a system that your salespeople, your project managers ask after every single job where they know the customer loves you guys. And I would say referrals and asking for reviews are two of the most important things that they can possibly do after a job is completed. One little hack here or tip is that there's a spot on your iPhone and probably on your Android where you go into settings and keyboards, text replacement, and you can actually write out the perfect ask for a referral and then, or reviews, excuse me. And then every time you put like .review, it will populate the entire ask, which is crazy. So under your settings on your phone, go to keyboards, text replacement, and you can essentially write out the perfect ask and then make it so it's really easy to send with a shortcut. Check that out. Next, insurance agent referrals. Somebody like Matt Danskin, Restoration Referral System, has given people this entire strategy which revolves around giving insurance agents in your area referrals, but also just finding ways to rub shoulders with them, to do nice things for them, take them out to lunch, take them out to coffee, and create rapport with insurance agents in your area. And this might seem weird, you know, as roofing contractors, I know it's very easy to be frustrated with insurance companies. And this, though, is an advanced strategy. It's something that you can do in the winter when it's not busy and create this back and forth with these people. And then as time goes on, you're going to see more and more referrals come from them. All right, so the next thing is job site branding and truck wraps. Job site branding and truck wraps. I really believe everything that you can do for around the job site, making a job site look clean and making people that drive by want to work with that roofing company. This is key. Whether it be an equipter, that's a beautiful but very expensive way to, you know, bring the materials. It's like a dumpster that essentially extends up to the roof, right? And you're able to throw stuff into it. But you can brand those, right? And then a little bit less expensive, like a catch-all around the perimeter. And you can put your brand and you can put a QR code on it. But even just simply having clean branded trucks and having nice, clean looking yard signs and everything matching up, the colors of the people on the roof, the color of their shirts, the colors of the truck, the colors of the yard sign with a clear website and phone number on them. These types of things actually significantly increase your chances of the neighbors reaching out. And I think it's probably a really big one. It's just not as heavy on that like lead gen, and it's harder to control who comes in through it. So I think it's really, really important in marketing. And it's also something that is going to be a little harder to control. All right, next we've got Google Ads. I've got Google Ads above search engine optimization. I love search engine optimization. But here's why I think that Google Ads are an even better way to drive leads. The thing about it is it's controllable, and the ability to know how much leads you're going to create. Let's say if you spend $5,000 on ads and you know that your cost per lead is $150 per lead, and you basically, hey, I can get 35 leads. or I can double it and get 70 leads. The ability to scale that is what I like about Google Ads. And yes, it can be expensive, but ultimately that controllability and that ability to know how many leads are going to come in and when we need to hire and things like that, it's a really nice part of Google Ads. And I love that it's scalable. And I also like search engine optimization. So obviously these are two things that we do at Hook Agency, but search engine optimization is also incredibly beautiful because one, you could do it on your own. Now, I'm not saying that's free because time is expensive, but you could do it on your own. And there are tons of courses out there. There's learningseo.io, which is completely free and it goes through all the different elements of SEO. There's tons of great YouTube things out there. If you're going to do it yourself, just Google keyword research and get into the tool SEMrush or Ahrefs, ahrefs.com. Keyword research and those two tools will teach you, and it's fun. It's a very fun thing to learn SEO, especially if you're an early business owner. It's also something where, after you're done, let's say you push on SEO for a year or two, and if you stop doing it, the leads don't go away. So you build this long tail of leads that are coming in. Let's say you get it up to 10, 15 leads a month after a year, right? You stop doing it. It doesn't just go away. These leads continue to come in long into the future. And I love it. The main components of it are creating valuable content for your audience and location landing pages. So each one of those is like a piece of bait out on the internet, getting links from other websites back to yours with things like guest posting and local directory links and press release distribution. Those are all things you could Google, check them out. Great ways to get links. An advanced one is help a reporter out. You can actually answer reporters that are looking for sources and give them information, and then they often link back to you. So there's some really quick basics on SEO. There's obviously some technical things to it and things on the back end of your website. If you're on WordPress, I love the plugin Rank Math as a way to help nudge you in the right direction. But none of these plugins are going to just run SEO for you. So ultimately, it is good to hire an expert if you get to that point where making money on Google is a big part of your business. And that does take time. You don't want to just pay an SEO company when you have $1,000, $2,000 a month, because a lot of them are really bad at that level. So you want to maybe learn some of this yourself and then outsource it when you get past that $2 million range of revenue. Perhaps, that's just an example, but that's something I would think of as a time where maybe it would make more sense. Your time is probably more valuable than doing that on your own. All right, next, direct mail. I love direct mail. I think that especially if you do this in a smart way, there's an old kind of dumb way to do direct mail, and then there's the new way, which is essentially hyper targeting areas that you want to hit, maybe going in, doing door knocking and direct mail at the same time, that 1-2 punch. The 3 punch could be like Facebook ads and branding in your area. But direct mail can be done creatively. It can be done after a job is signed in a certain area and hitting their neighbors. It can be done in a lot of different ways. Dope marketing is one way that people are doing this. They call it the neighborhood blitz. So check that out. The next one is a nicer website. And yeah, this is something we do too, and I'm putting it under all this. We only have 3 more left after this, but a nicer website. The reason I put a nicer website down here is because I see a lot of people redesigning their website every couple of years and not really getting anywhere. So just making a new website on its own is not going to do a ton. You have to have people coming to that website. How are we getting people to the website? That's the most important question. Now, if you have a bunch of ways that you're getting people to the website, let's say you're doing Facebook ads and sending people there. Let's say you're doing door knocking and people are coming to the website. Let's say you already do have traffic on Google. And yes, a nicer looking website could be more persuasive. So you want it to be nicer looking and persuasive. Those are the things that are important. It is important. The way you come off, if you come off in a professional way or if you come off in a low end way, it conditions people on what your price is going to be. So it does matter. It's just not the number one thing that I want you to do this next year. I want you to do it if you know how you're getting people to that website. All right, next, Facebook Lives. I'm actually really kind of bundling Facebook video here and using your organic Facebook profile, not using the page. I think that a lot of times when people get into Facebook as their business, they go through the page, and the problem is that Google is stifling pages. So I'm asking you to use your personal profile and to post things like Reels and Lives or whatever's working at the moment that you watch this video. It's 2023 for me right now, and right now Lives work. You know, I just put out a video the other day, got 1,000 people watching it. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen for you, but more people tune in when it's live and engage the people on the live. Ask questions, talk to them. We love that in the moment communication with somebody. It's a beautiful thing. And then lastly, actually there's two more, excuse me. Facebook ads. I believe Facebook ads are good for branding, but if you're using them for lead generation, there is a lot of opportunity there. Even though this is at the end of my list, I'm not saying you shouldn't do them. I like them. I use Facebook ads for my business. I think you should use them. I just wouldn't make it your number one primary lead acquisition strategy, because sometimes the people that come through Facebook ads aren't a high intent to buy. And that does matter. I want people that are wanting to buy when they come in through an ad ultimately, or my close rate is going to go way down. So I think Facebook ads is a beautiful strategy because, once again, it's scalable. The ability to create new leads just by rolling out an ad campaign, I can crank that up, right? So I'm not even saying don't do it. I'm saying do it, make it a supplementary lead strategy. And then lastly, I've got Angie and lead buying. And there's tons more ways to buy or to get leads, right? So I'm not including all of them. And there's a bunch down here, way beneath here, that I don't want you to do. But I am including Angie and lead buying as one because I do know people that do it and figure it out. And if you're doing it, you have to do it the right way, which is you're following up very quickly on these leads. You're going out to them. Sometimes they're repair, right? Sometimes they're low intent, but you have people that know how to work Angie leads or other types of lead buying leads. And then you're following up. There's a lot of components to this where it has to be pretty vigorous, and you have to have people that know what it is. Because if you don't have a system around this, you could potentially burn a lot of money. And what I don't want you to do is, got the throat a little rusty today. What I don't want you to do is spend money on terrible, awful marketing strategies and then assume all marketing or lead generation doesn't work. And I included door knocking at that top level. So I understand the more direct something is, getting right in, talking to that homeowner, the better. But I believe a scalable business is a mixture of storm restoration and retail. If you're gonna be both, I believe you have to build a brand in your local area. The best companies I see are doing a mixture of these types of things. And if there is something that I can do for you, let me know. Comment below if you disagree with my ranking. Give this video a thumbs up if it's been helpful to you. I hope you guys are having a great day. Nice to meet you. My company is hookagency.com, and we do lead generation through Google and websites. And I'd love to talk with you and your roofing company or home service business anytime if you're interested. It's hookagency.com. Check us out. All right, bye.
Hey, smart contractors, hire specialized team. Frank Guy on Google.